For more than 3 decades, The Simpsons has done something almost impossible. It has repeatedly transformed harmless jokes into moments that later resembled real life. Sometimes that happened because the writers understood technology before everyone else. Other times, they simply paid close attention to the direction society was already moving. Either way, the result has been the same. Viewers keep returning to old episodes and discovering ideas that no longer feel like comedy. As 2027 approaches, many of those old scenes seem less like cartoon humor and more like glimpses of tomorrow. Some predictions may never happen, but others are already unfolding in front of us. In this countdown, we explore 20 Simpsons predictions and future trends that could shape the years ahead. We begin with everyday technology, where 2 ideas that once looked completely ridiculous have quietly become part of normal life for millions of people around the world. Autocorrect was once just another throwaway joke inside a cartoon. The idea that a machine could completely misunderstand a simple message sounded absurd when it first appeared. Today, however, predictive text, AI keyboards, and automatic spelling corrections influence almost every message people send. They don't simply correct mistakes anymore, they often decide which words appear before users even finish typing. By 2027, these systems may become even more advanced, learning personal writing styles, predicting emotions, and even adjusting the tone of conversations automatically. That convenience comes with risks. A single incorrect prediction can already create confusion, damage relationships, or completely change the meaning of an important message. The future may not only involve software correcting spelling, but quietly influencing how people communicate. What began as a cartoon joke about bad typing may evolve into a world where artificial intelligence becomes an invisible co-writer behind nearly every conversation. Long before smartwatches became common, The Simpsons imagined people talking into devices strapped to their wrists. At the time, it looked like classic science fiction comedy. Today, millions of people wear devices that answer calls, display messages, monitor heart rates, count steps, provide navigation, and even detect medical emergencies. The idea that once seemed impossible has become ordinary. By 2027, wearable technology may become even more deeply integrated into daily life. Future smartwatches could monitor hydration, stress, blood sugar, sleep quality, and countless other health indicators in real time. They may communicate directly with other devices around us, making everyday decisions before we even notice. Rather than acting as simple accessories, these wearables could become permanent digital assistants that remain attached to our bodies almost every hour of every day. The Simpsons exaggerated the concept for comedy, but reality has steadily caught up, proving that sometimes the smallest futuristic jokes eventually become the most believable. Another memorable Simpsons moment involved Lady Gaga performing high above a cheering crowd. Years later, her real-life Super Bowl halftime show featured aerial stunts, elaborate technology, and dramatic stage design that reminded many viewers of that earlier cartoon scene. The connection wasn't perfect, but it was close enough to spark worldwide discussion. It also reflected a broader trend in entertainment. Modern concerts are becoming less about music alone and more about creating unforgettable visual experiences through drones, projection mapping, augmented reality, robotics, and advanced special effects. By 2027, live performances may look even more futuristic, blending digital environments with physical stages in ways audiences have never experienced before. As entertainment companies compete for global attention, every major performance may aim to feel larger, more immersive, and more technologically ambitious than the last. The Simpsons simply imagined that evolution years before most people could picture it. Sports are among the hardest things in the world to predict. A single mistake, one brilliant performance, or an unexpected upset can completely rewrite history. That is why one Simpsons episode became so famous after showing the United States defeating Sweden for Olympic curling gold. Years later, that exact result actually happened at the Winter Olympics, surprising viewers who remembered the old cartoon clip. It reminded people that even jokes about relatively obscure sports can unexpectedly resemble reality. Another memorable example involved a classroom scene where future Nobel Prize winners were casually mentioned. At first, it looked like another random background gag. Later, one of those names really did receive the Nobel Prize, turning a forgotten joke into another internet sensation. Neither example proves supernatural prediction. Instead, they demonstrate something much more interesting. The Simpsons writers often studied real people, current events, and emerging trends before building jokes around them. Good satire frequently begins with careful observation rather than pure imagination. Another scientific moment gained attention after viewers noticed a mathematical equation written beside Homer Simpson that appeared surprisingly close to later calculations involving the Higgs boson. Nobody believes Homer secretly solved particle physics, yet the similarity fascinated both scientists and fans because it showed the writers enjoyed hiding genuine scientific references inside comedy. That balance between humor and intellectual curiosity has become one of the show's defining strengths. A similar story unfolded in the business world when an old Simpsons gag suggested that Disney owned Fox. At the time, the joke felt completely unrealistic. Years later, Disney acquired major Fox Entertainment assets, making the cartoon look strangely prophetic once again. It became another reminder that enormous corporate mergers sometimes appear impossible until they suddenly happen. As media companies continue expanding and reshaping the entertainment industry, 2027 may bring even more surprising consolidations that make today's unlikely ideas seem completely ordinary tomorrow. Aliens and unidentified flying objects have appeared throughout The Simpsons for decades, usually as exaggerated comedy designed to mock conspiracy theories and human curiosity. Yet the conversation surrounding unexplained aerial phenomena has changed dramatically in recent years. Governments have released official UAP reports, military pilots have described unusual sightings, and public interest continues to grow. None of this confirms extraterrestrial visitors, but it has changed how the subject is discussed. What was once dismissed entirely is now being investigated with greater seriousness. By 2027, many people may expect even more transparency regarding unexplained aerial events, whether the answers involve advanced technology, natural phenomena, or something entirely different. The Simpsons never claimed to reveal the truth. Instead, it reflected humanity's endless fascination with mysteries that remain just beyond our understanding. Sometimes the biggest prediction isn't about aliens themselves, but about society becoming more willing to ask difficult questions without immediately dismissing them. The idea of a smart home once belonged entirely to science fiction. In old Simpsons episodes, houses often seemed capable of responding to people almost like living characters. Today, connected lights, security cameras, voice assistants, thermostats, locks, and appliances already communicate with one another through the internet. Homes are gradually becoming intelligent environments rather than collections of separate devices. By 2027, this transformation may accelerate even further. Future homes could automatically adjust lighting, temperature, energy usage, entertainment, and security based on daily routines without requiring constant human input. Artificial intelligence may quietly learn habits, anticipate needs, and solve problems before homeowners even notice them. The convenience could be remarkable, but greater automation also raises important questions about privacy, cybersecurity, and how much control people should willingly hand over to software. Once again, what started as an exaggerated cartoon joke is steadily becoming part of everyday reality. For years, The Simpsons joked that machines would eventually take over many of the jobs people once considered secure. At the time, it sounded like another exaggerated cartoon scenario. Today, automation is already transforming factories, warehouses, supermarkets, customer service, and even creative industries. Businesses increasingly rely on robots and artificial intelligence because they can perform repetitive tasks with greater speed, consistency, and lower long-term costs. By 2027, the discussion may shift away from whether automation will replace jobs toward a much bigger question: which careers will continue to require uniquely human abilities? Creativity, emotional intelligence, complex problem-solving, and personal relationships may become more valuable than routine technical work. The Simpsons exaggerated these fears for humor, but beneath the jokes was a serious observation about technology steadily replacing predictable tasks. The future workforce may not disappear, but it will almost certainly look very different from the one most people know today.